Praveen, Director Marketing SAP, Tathagat Jena, Marketing Head, India Region, Rahul, Dutta, Country Head, Microsoft Surface, and Vivek, Merani, the Speaker and the Moderator, Managing Director, Magnon, EG Plus, and calling them one by one on stage, I'm going to start with Mr. Praveen, who is a marketing and business professional with 22 years of experience in B2B marketing, digital marketing, and CRM solutions. He's currently working as Director of Marketing SAP India and heads the mid-market digital marketing and strategic product. Welcome, sir. Everybody, put your hands together for Mr. Praveen. Okay, moving on next, we call him also as TJ Tathagat. He's very famous as TJ, heads marketing at HMD Global, the home of Nokia phones. He had long and diverse experience from advertising to luxury retail and consulting, including leadership position at Samsung India and Transition India. Okay, welcome sir again. And moving on to our next speaker, Mr. Rahul, who is the country head for Microsoft Surface, a marketing professional with 22 years of experience in managing lifestyle and tech brand. And now moving on to our moderator and speaker for the evening, Mr. Vivek, Merani, the managing director. Straight out of the college, Vivek started his career at Magnon 2 decades ago. He was named Managing Director of Magnon EG Plus in 2014 at the age of 33. This made him perhaps one of the most youngest ever MD of a multinational agency in India. Well, we also know that Vivek leads client relationship across international markets, including North America, Europe, Australia, and Middle East, apart from India, and works with several Fortune 100 plus brands. Everybody, once again, let's hear it for our four speakers. And let's start our first session on creative economy and social commerce. Thank you so much, everyone, and let's enjoy a great session.
Thank you very much. It's very hard to explain how our brand is pronounced. So sometimes we slip up. So we're called Magnon. Praveen, I'm sure you also felt.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
When people say SAP.
Yeah. So yeah, I guess I think that's what it's our responsibility as as people responsible for the brand to kind of get that out. So thank you very much, great audience. I'm just the moderator, not the speaker. So I think what we did was, it's a Friday evening and it's 4 men on stage. It's Friday evening and we thought we'd just have like a chill out time, right? So वो उसको क्या बोलते हैं, एक BC. But I can assure you, with the kind of experience that we have, over here, especially on the brand side, so there will be a lot of content, and hopefully we get a lot of inputs, from everyone on the stage here. So we'll keep it an open discussion. In case you have questions, maybe the last 10 minutes we'll keep for questions. So if you have questions, be ready. If you keep raising your hand, we'll know that there are a lot of questions and we'll probably give you more time for questions. But I'll set the ball rolling. I think, oh my God, my notes. I seriously forgot. Abhi tak tha,
Only 4 men up on stage, but there are a lot of lovely ladies over there in the audience.
Well, yes, alright, okay, but I think we'll just go impromptu like that, but I genuinely had a bunch. I've been writing stuff down, but I think we had a chat, and I think the first piece, because we were speaking about creative marketing, it's like a big shift till about 3-4 years back, at least from an agency perspective. Creative marketing was never it was never budgeted. It's, but obviously some things happened over the last couple of years, maybe a little more than that. But how do you feel, brands have taken this and how are they adopting this change of creator marketing, and how do you think it's going? Rahul, you want to start with your initial thoughts and then we pass it on?
Sure, I think it's one of the new or not so new disciplines that's there now right now. It's ever evolving, but I think brands have at least now started understanding the power of it, understanding the need of it, and making it a part of their conversations. We still have to do a lot of work on the B2B side, but I think on the B2C side, there is a lot of work that has already been done, proven, not only here but across the world. And I think that's encouraging. We've seen the shift with now LinkedIn creators coming in and a lot of other things that are happening right now. But I think it's the convergence of a lot of other disciplines in marketing that's now coming into the creator economy and the creator space, which is going to make it interesting. Still a long way to go on a B2B side.
On the B2B side, long way to go. So it's still not a part of the main media plan, so to say.
Look, there are some good creators coming in. There are some really good creators coming in finance, in IT, in a lot of other areas, auto, and specifically on the B2B side as well. And I think that's an area which will be very interesting, very open right now. And brands as well as creators are exploring that space.
That's interesting. Praveen, you were saying SAP.
So I have a slightly contra view to what Rahul just mentioned. But before that, I wish to make a very, very important disclaimer announcement. None of my answers are from ChatGPT today. And I think it's my responsibility to give this disclaimer before this. Thank you. Alright, so to that point, I think first of all, let us look at the word creator from a slightly different lens. Thanks to the recent brand partnerships, etc., that has become a common order for Instagram and platforms like those, creator always existed. And I'm sure Rahul will agree with me, he has spent enough time in Microsoft, HP, etc. There were people, I'm going back in time to early 2000 when Unix and .NET platforms were basically the heartbeat for people. There existed people who were gurus, who are gurus, and they were creators. They had perhaps hundreds and thousands of people in their community who used to come to listen to them, online or offline, because they used to do the tips and tricks about the products, giveaway, and that is where the community started building around these creators. I'm calling them creators because they were creators and they are creators. It's a different thing that they might not have been paid the way creators get paid today. So the answer to the question, the point I wish to make here is that whether it is B2B or B2C creators existed, how do they come into the ecosystem of social becomes a very important thing. That's point one. The second point related to this topic is that whether it is SAP or Microsoft or any brand that you can think about in B2B world, there are people who are subject matter experts, who knows product as much or more than some of our finest developers or product evangelists. So these evangelists today, if you go and check them out either on LinkedIn or on YouTube, they have humongous amount of fan following. And would they get paid by the brands like us? Well, sometimes yes. We bring them on stage, we bring them into communities, we bring them to come and speak, and sometimes that advocacy is not necessarily paid the way you would get paid per impression. So that's my short answer about the B2B side of creators.
Sure, thanks. DJ, your
Yeah,
thoughts?
so I will answer it. Is that, look, I agree with Praveen that creators have always existed, but it needs some kind of a big shift to kind of give it a leg up. So I think two things happened apart from COVID is that 2016 when kind of data prices crashed and I represent the handset and durable category, it's kind of gotten a lot more accessible. So the first phase of digitization was that. Even back in 2014-15, we did not call it creators there, we used to call it influencers. They always had a platform. They always had a monetizable platform like a YouTube. So everything was on YouTube till kind of TikTok came and took the world by storm. And before we lost it in the middle of 2020 in India. But it requires a certain tailwind behind it. I would say 2016 was one such moment, and the COVID was another such where the kind of a lot of people had accessibility, time, data was anywhere less. So it kind of got to legitimize where there was only, there was a big influencers, experts, etc. So the whole ambition to, I want to be a creator, I want to, it's a legitimate profession across, and it was not limited to then metros, it went into tier 2, tier 3 cities. That's where this, term of creators and creators coming in, it, got so popularized. And then when, we underestimated India, when TikTok got banned, we thought that, what will happen? And the Reels has come in, and within 2 years, guess the number that, Insta has got download. In fact, my friends in Meta says that they have a India strategy and they have the rest of the India strategy for the world. So, we are sitting with 440, 480 million, Insta. Obviously, creators are here to stay.
Creators, and also, I remember seeing this maybe about a year and a half back. YouTube came out with a full page ad saying that 680,000 creators, and it's like a full-time profession. So, beta, engineer बनना है कि doctor बनना है कि creator बनना है, so it's kind of become like a profession like that. I'm wondering how will it actually go through? Will it become like a monetizable full-time career for creators like that? Do you think brands are likely to invest in that direction?
I think they are doing it right now. They are monetizing it in every form or space.
What facility?
But I think it depends on the value that they deliver. But I believe they at this point of time, the way they are working, it's commendable. That this one person doing everything that you require a complete studio setup to kind of work on. So they think, create, edit, promote, right, and still monetize. At different levels. It is. I think it's a commendable job that these guys are doing, and they are learning right now, and brands are entrusting them.
Yeah. So like HP, I remember Creator Garage, like a whole community around.
Correct, and that's the point. Like you said, the profession. It is not about being doctor, engineer, or creator. It's about I will be in any field, but I could have my influence, or I have an interest in a certain category, and I can coexist. Doing both things right now.
It's a hard job. Like there is also this creative fatigue that sets in because everybody's trying something, everybody's trying to do something. Usually, working as an agency, brief from a brand is यार कुछ बनाओ जो viral जाएगा. So so there's like a lot of pressure. Yeah. So in that scenario, how do you think there will be a way out of the creative fatigue? DJ, you or Praveen?
So, short answer is yes. And the creators will have to change the way they operate. Because you're right, if I'm a travel and tourism industry related creator, I'm someone who's a YouTuber who visits places and explores and all of that. I think the policy that creators ends up committing is that they create a lot of content which is mostly brand and less of what their followers can enjoy. So that is where they start losing their followers' attention, not followers necessarily. That's number one. Number two is the whole value ecosystem because they need to also reinvent on the go. There are people who are lovely young couples, very fond of traveling. While traveling, they started creating content. As they started creating content, they earned followers. And when they earned followers, they added brands to the table. So the journey was their love for travel and creating good content. Brand comes later. So, but if I'm a creator and if I start with an objective that, hey, I need to have 6 brands, sign up with me, I acquire followers, perhaps it might not work. So the fatigue will set in, but these kids, and I call them kids because they think differently from this generation. So they know how to change the gear to keep their audience engaged and interested. So that's where the difference lies of creative fatigue versus the way they do the content.
So a tip to creators would be first find the passion and then brands will follow, not the other way around.
That is short-lived.
Okay.
Remember Dutta Puja.
Yeah. I think 2 things is that because of brands, large established brands, need to go slightly deep. Just like you do a media planning, you want to really do strong, and your top influencers are really not doing it, and there is certain amount of lack of credibility also is setting into that. Because of that, brands are looking to go far and wide, and micro and nano, and therefore, along with the platform monetization, you feel that creators are here to stay. But the flip side of that is also the large ecosystem is also realizing the folly of the followers and the engagement. I mean, basically the lid is off. What used to be a sizable number, what your basis of selection of creators, that okay, this has got that many followers, or an average post gets that many reach. Really, if you really go slightly deep, it is you click on a majority. Either it's a small community which is kind of circulating within themselves and trying to get that initial base. Go slightly beyond, you will find, you will click on a particular follower and there will be zero followers, zero following. Right? It is rampant. So
Fake.
absolutely, the fake is there. So no amount of I have X amount of followers or I get X amount of engagements is increasingly unlikely to get past the media agency lens, let alone the CMO. So it is getting tougher and tougher. You just can't hope to be a creator, like Praveen said, without a solid uniqueness in mind. So because the initial euphoria is over, now if you want to make be a creator, have a 2 to 3 year of horizon, be patient and create content uniquely, week after week, then probably we're talking.
Right. Yeah, this trust and credibility, I think that's also a good point, because a lot of people are talking about, especially in the age of these micro and nano influencers, and now there are brand mandates. We work with Philips, and we were told that okay, in this year we are going to be working with 650 creators. So now filtering out or saying that okay, which creators will command that trust and credibility is like a challenge, or or how brands looking at doing that. Any thoughts? So nano macro influencers in hundreds. Now a brand basically says we want to work with a few hundred. Amongst those few hundred, there could be a few, who could be those fake influencers, who could be, where information cannot necessarily be trusted. So how is a brand going to filter those out and not necessarily work with them? Rahul is in deep thoughts. So
no, what I'm saying, it's something which is, there are tools to work on the brand reputation, and there are tools to, work with the influencers. That gives you a lot of insights today, and a lot of stats today to work on, where to work on, who to work with, buy and trust. There are these aggregators who tell you, what's the reach, or what's the output, or what's the cost that you want to work with. So I think there are checks and balances that you do, but I think it's nano, micro, regional, whatever that you choose right now at this point of time. I think the question needs to be asked to the brand that you're working with is, what's the core objective that you're trying to reach? It's art and science. Look, like Praveen said, there has to be a passion, somebody is doing it. There's a lot of science that goes behind it as well. How good are you with that science, or how good are they with the science? Actually produce the results at the end. Right? When are you producing? How long are you producing? When are you posting? What day, what time? What's been the response that you got? And I think the most objective, most important part of the story is, why are you doing this? Right? If it's to establish need, you want to create a desire, you want to refute a preconceived notion. What is it that as a brand you're trying to achieve? At what stage of the funnel as well? Which is more important? And that's where it's the core objective or a business or a marketing objective that follows number and kind of influencer versus the other.
No, I think you're absolutely right. And so the same brand that we work with, we partner with Talentrack, which is one of the partners over here. We work closely with them. What they give us essentially is a lot of data. around the creator, the engagement rate, the view through rates, the profiling, what the followers are, a gender split. So basically, you can kind of make a good scientific, the other brands that they work with associated with, because brands also look at that it should be in the same genre, so to say. So yeah, I think that is something we will definitely see. Sorry, Praveen, you
So
want
I'm
to
trying to make a point here. Yes, numbers are important, and we all talk about nano, micro influencers. Now, why do I need a nano or micro influencer? First, I think the brand must investigate that. I, as a brand, would only go after a nano or a micro influencer. I know that a nano influencer is bound to have those 2,500 or 10,000 followers. That's the definition. That's what we call them as nano, perhaps. Now, as long as those 10,000 people following that guy are the ones who are highly engaged with that creator, I would bet on to that creator. Simple example, and I'll do a cross-industry conversation here. One is a B2B example, and I'm bringing an SAP example here. We have a gentleman, I can't name it in a public forum, but he's one of the senior IT guy in the industry. He does a lot of research, and he has some 15,000 followers on LinkedIn. But whenever he does anything on LinkedIn, people engages with him like nobody else's business. Now, to me, he's a nano, but he even refuses to charge at times. He's super clear that, look, I need to be very authentic with my people. Second example, and a very different example, there lives a lady in Noida. She's a housewife. She calls herself a creator at home. Now, she's very popular amongst the women around because she helps them find employment and do activities with some work that they have around passion. Tupperware used that woman, and this is pre-COVID, to get the message out that why Tupperware is important than any other plastic container that you use in your house. That was a phenomenal success for the brand. So, two different industries, two different examples, but what brand did well is double click on the person and understand, do they even have a relevance to my industry? And if yes, they went out and engaged with that particular content creator. So, beyond numbers, as Rahul rightly mentioned, I think it is in science and art, and both brand and agency must invest in talking to those creators and understand their relevance for that particular product. It's just not a simple maths-based application.
So quality versus quantity is broad.
And applicability.
Applicability. Right.
Yeah, so I'll bring a third dimension to it. Like Rahul said, it depends on your objective. So while at one end, when you say that there are 650 creators, fakes, how to filter out, and those 650 creators, there are 150 influencer agencies chasing you, so that I can get you a better deal. So while you do that, let's say you've employed whatever number could be 200, 300, you're essentially doing it still for your top and bottom, middle funnel. Really, you're not expecting much conversions to come. So there, you can maybe set, and you are paying them, peanuts compared to what you would pay for a bigger influencer. So you can at least set some, KPIs, ground rules over there that, when you're posting content about me, either you are reposting from something or you're doing your own. You are not posting another reel or anything for the next 24 to 48 hours. So it gets its maximum, reach curve. So those kind of things, or you are you're bound to get these many links, etc. Some amount of manual checks can be done. But coming to the point that even Praveen said, that how do you go and chase the right authentic kind of creator? Whether that creator is a mid-level, is a mini celebrity or anything, I just feel that a lot of times we engage with them because their ticket sizes become much smaller. Let's say we have a XYZ launch coming in. So we kind of make it part of the launch package. We engage with a slew of celebrities, and then that activity gets over. It's a one time, it costs less, and then you move on from that. I strongly believe that if you are looking at 10 or 15 creators, or whatever that a brand is able to afford, to have at least a 3 to 6 months plan, that if you are using my product, it could be anything from a sunglass to a shoe to a mobile phone you will be using it day in and day out in your multiple posts, wherever you are traveling, whenever you are doing that. that builds authenticity because the average consumer is seeing through that there is one post and then the next post she's using something else or he's using something else. So identify the top 10, 15, 20 and stay with them for 3 to 6 months. That's the another way to also build authenticity from your side, from the marketer's side.
I think totally valid. This whole influencer shopping is, it needs more stability like that. I think associations need to be more stronger in that way. So, Rahul, you touched upon the consumer journey, because I think, and like Praveen said also, that what's the objective of the brand? So, I think with a creator-led campaign, it could be top of the funnel, mid funnel, conversion, sales. Sometimes we are asked, okay, we do this campaign, how much more will we sell? So, it's as direct and ruthless as that. So, what are your views? Like, how would you say? Is it for every category, different for every category? Is it like the level of purchase, low involvement, high involvement purchase, and just kind of opening it up?
So there are different objectives in a life cycle of the product or your marketing journey where you want certain interventions to be, and then based on that you decide what kind of influencers and how do you want to work with. But I think I agree with Tathagat over a period of time that it needs to be a long game. It cannot be a short game. It needs to be a long game. You need to be invested in that particular thing over a period of time because otherwise, we worked with in HP and in other brands that I work, we work with probably the costliest and the top 5 influencers in India. And we've seen results that are equally good or bad when we work with a mid-level or a nano influencer, depending on what was the objective and how that objective been tied to that person, how good the output was. And then based on that, how long we stuck with them. Right? That is the important. That's the important part. Now, depending on, let's suppose you're introducing a new product, a new category, right? It's not an established category in itself, and that's where you need a right kind of influences over a period of time and how they're working. If you look at all the organic work, there are brands who are born on influencers, born on Instagram. Mama is a great example. A lot of regional brands today, I don't shy away from taking some names as well because I really love the way that they're kind of working on. People Farm is another brand that have really grown by doing the influencer marketing over a period of time. A lot of regional guys have built over it, so they've introduced new categories of products, new categories, new ways of using them, and that's what the purpose of the upper funnel that they were solving. And there are guys who use influencers for refuting the preconceived notions, right? Stating the fact that, okay, hey, this is not good or this is how I perceive it to be. And they are working on that, on a category or a culture, to have that behavioral shift. There are influencers that have also helped the brands to work on the lower funnel. And that's where the entire affiliate marketing comes into place. And it is a legitimate career today. And people are making money. If I see a value, somebody's telling me what's on Amazon and I need it, and giving me a link of the store, I'll buy it.
Yeah, and the lines are blurry. I mean, as it goes lower funnel, so creator-led marketing into affiliate marketing, and I think affiliate marketing has been around.
Because your category is established over a period of time, you know what people kind of working on. If you can give new ways, that's a little fun. If there is an opportunity or a festival that you're using, that's a lower funnel. So how you define it is over a period of time is very important.
Also, TJ had a great point. We were chatting about it that he was basically saying that innovative products, of how they do really well on social. How I could just go and say, hey, okay, let me try it out. If it's a low involvement purchase, could be a shirt brand, could be a Bombay shaving company equivalent brand, which is like a digital first brand. So,
yeah, what I felt is that we were talking about both social commerce and how it gets ROI. Is that compared to, let's say, a little more high involvement rational purchase, whether it's a laptop or a durable or a mobile phone. You don't just buy it, while doing something else or while doom scrolling, while browsing. You don't do that. So you may see that, but you may come back to it and you will buy it at either at a shop or maybe at Amazon, Flipkart. You have a definite box in the head that where you will buy. But where it helps the new upcoming, you could be a fashion brand, example, because the whole tenet of fashion isn't being unique. If it is commonplace, then it is no longer fashion. So whether it is that or it could be a health product, it could be a cold pressed juice, it could be something local. There the whole social commerce and the creator economy plays a role, because if you see that and then it is you're not acting on it or you're not doing something on it, add to cart, etc. It's gone. So it kind of gives a fillip to slightly more impulsive, attractive, on the surface, categories. It kind of has a better ROI than probably very more high involvement. And I would just add one thing to it, that affiliate, great example, always is a proven success. But what I've been also seeing is that technically we don't associate that with social, like things like Telegram or WhatsApp. Great conversion tools, great lower funnel tools, etc. That you may not have a great video for it, but that's where the conversion really happens. On WhatsApp and Telegram, whether it's a deal hunter or whether it is anything, there is an entry cost to go there, you will get ROI.
On that note, I wish to pick up another channel. How many of you are aware of an application called Discord in this room? A show of hands. So roughly 20% people hands went up.
It means you're going to say any of the cooler words.
So, if you're not using Discord and if you have children, I would strongly advise you to go and install Discord and figure out what the F this tool is. Because the next generation, mind my words, the next generation which is still in the classrooms of 11th and 12th grade is bound to come out differently when they walk into the workspace. Discord, my friends, have got the phenomenal amount of user engagement in that genre, 12 years to 18 years and above. I mean, now they are in 20 years kind of a range. Now, why did I bring this up, and I'm relating it back to the topic here is, today, some of these unheard of channels have become a very prominent place for creators to engage the users. It started with gaming. Anyone who plays Minecraft or any of these things, they are hooked on to this one. It is a streaming platform too. F1 has done serious investments in that platform. They are giving away merchandises. They have their own servers and they are giving away merchandises. Now, young kids are hooked on to that. Now, we spoke about funnel, and yes, we all marketers are gold on getting people to the bottom of the funnel, and ROI is what you all get measured with. And if you are in BFSI, God bless you, because you live your life with that. Now, coming to the point of bringing that down, I think the classic mistakes we all commit, and sometimes we are under pressure to turn around results of the campaign, is we engage in influencer, we engage in creators, say, look, तुम्हें coupon code दे रहा हूँ, I want a conversion of that coupon code redemption on my landing page. होगा नहीं होगा, we don't know, and it is in different categories. Some of them are loan, micro loans players, some of them are poker basket and betting apps and all those things. But cutting across some of these things, I think what is an important message for the marketeers as well as for the agencies is bring in influencers or creators. Get them that space to do a top of the funnel content with your brand by making them use that brand while they are creating content. Ingenuity is very important. It cannot be transactional from the word go. But give them a link that you can track. That UTM must tell you that how many people have hit that particular link through that particular thing, and retarget to help that influencer get back into the conversation with the level of people who have come by that retargeting channel. And last is when they have come and engaged, because it's a funnel, right? Those people have consumed my 3 impressions or 4 frequency and stuffs like those. That's the time for you to validate and perhaps drop a coupon and see what happens.
And on the top of the funnel, on the genuinity point, we actually were trying to close a deal with somebody, still under discussion, but over there it's a top level influencer where they've actually invested. They said that, okay, we will not pay you in money for this, we will pay you in equity. So it kind of goes beyond even that level of just saying, just use. No, you actually own part of the company. Now do it. And I think with Nike, what Nike did with Michael Jordan, I think that model coming into this level. So I got a cue card, said 5 minutes. I think what we'll do is we'll probably open it up for questions. So any questions, feel free to ask.
Okay, hi. Thank you. Great views on creator economy, influencers driving social commerce. How about de-influencing, de-influencers? It's been in talk. Is it negative? Will it bring down something? Or what's the revenue model? What's the income model for influencers chasing de-influencing?
Right, so I used to manage a category called Xbox, which is in gaming right now. And one of the most active influencers or de-influencers you get down. Right? What we realized over a period of time that you cannot go down or can control on the negative part of it. It's a spiral that you don't want to go on. Which you can build is on your own equity and it balances out over a period of time. Right? That is what the thing is. De-influencers is a reality. It's going to stay there. What you need to see is over a period of time, how do you bring in more positivity around you and then start building that, balancing it out. That needs to come. That's at least work for me.
Oh. Anybody else? Any questions? This is your time to pitch also, right? May influencer who?
Any views on AI influencers? That's a growth trend that's happening around the world.
AI? Alright. So AI influencers are for real, first and foremost, because without you knowing, AI influencers are already at play. And it is for you to double click and find out. With whole generative AI coming to the fore, the way content will get created by these creators will go to the next level. Would bots become creators? Well, we are a little far away from that. That's my personal view. But those days are not far when you would have someone who's not a human face, it is a digital face, but talking sense, doing something that we as humans do, and would have followers around that particular thing. Those days are around the corner, but a few quarters away.
That reminds me of the movie Her, if you've seen this. He literally falls in love with a digital influencer, and the influencer says, hey, I have 68,000 users.
Yeah, and just to add to that, have you heard of PewDiePie in this room? Gentlemen, ladies, do you know about PewDiePie? Look, only 3 hands went up. The record of PewDiePie is the biggest YouTube creator on this earth with maximum followers. He started as a kid, 13, 14 years old kid, gaming and all of these things. You know what? He's doing music albums. He's featuring with some of the brands. He's doing some great work at the sport arena events, etc. But today he's creating an avatar such that his avatar remains when PewDiePie goes to the sunset. So we are living in a very interesting times, and creators would have their twins taking over the world. But that's for some other day to discuss. Thank you.
Thanks. Closing comments, Rahul?
No, I was just saying that it's AI or non-AI. We still have videos today where there's no face. The creators are just adding value. If the AI adds the value, there's no harm. AI today is acting like a co-pilot, and it's helping influencers, it's helping people to just remove the drudgery of work that we used to do in creativity. And that's helping it. So AI as a co-pilot is a win-win situation for all of us. And it doesn't matter if it's an AI-led or other-led, but as long as that content is delivering value, it'll stay.
TJ?
I would just say that it's been now 7-8 years of this phenomenon existing. As an action point, it's about the industry will have newer technology shifts every 1.5 to 2 years. But I would say that we should look always beyond the numbers. I think the fascination of with the numbers has already gone down. So whatever we do, we just cannot hide behind that achieving a certain metric or a number. We still have to be just do a little bit of the grind of if we want, what do we want out of this? We want purely a reach or deep penetration into the market. Do we want conversions? And accordingly, then all the people who work with you, the ecosystem, your agencies and their sub agencies and etc., they will get the more consistent picture about what you want to achieve.
I hope there's no CFO in the.
Must be. So, great, thank you. I think it's been a very informative discussion. Just to sum up, so we're seeing quality, we're seeing objective, very important, could be across the funnel, is here to stay. AI possibly being a co-pilot, working along with it, and we see it's probably going to remain like a profession here on.
Thank you. Much longer life than NFT and metaverse for sure.
Of course. Yes. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you.